Welcome back, friends, to another reading for the collective. My name's Rick, your favorite spiritual strategist and modern mystic here on the YouTube. And I post readings every Tuesday and Thursday. So if you found this, then chances are it might be Tuesday or Thursday. But regardless of when you find this, there might be a message in here that's relevant for you. I don't like to say that my readings predict the future. I just like to say that they offer alternatives, different viewpoints, different ways of seeing things. So if there is something that you have been struggling with or something that you've been looking to gain a different kind of perspective on, then you're in the right place. So I invite you to focus on whatever that is, and we'll see what the cards have to say. We'll take 3 deep breaths into that space, that mental space, that heart space, that emotional space, wherever it might be. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting a sound come out if that feels safe and accessible for you. And 2 more times, breathing in and out. And last time, breathing in and out. So we just had the new moon, we just had the solar eclipse in Aquarius, and we just had Lunar New Year. I did a reading using that energy or tapping into that energy. You can check that out right there. So there's a lot that's up, a lot of new beginnings, a lot of endings. We're officially in the year of the fire horse now. So let's see what kind of message wants to come through for whatever it is that you're working on. So, what is available? Do you all want to come out? We'll see. What is available? What is it that the collective needs to hear, or advice we can give? You three. There we go. That's more than three. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I was just at an event over the weekend and was doing quite a few of these kinds of spreads where an even number of cards would come out, kind of like how we have here. And the way that I like to look at these kinds of readings is we can say that this top row, these top 3 cards, are the current state of where you are right now. And the bottom row of these 3 cards is the potential outcome of the situation. King of Pentacles reversed, the Sun, and the 7 of Cups reversed. So the message here that's coming through is, or the insight that I'm getting here is that despite the blockages, despite the setbacks, whether that be material with the King of Pentacles reversed, and the 7 of Cups reversed. So whatever is blocking you, whatever the things are, whether that be the material blockages with Pentacles representing the earth element and the material money and this earthly realm, whatever those blockages or frustrations are in that arena or in the arena of the emotions or figuring out what it is you want to do, whatever those blockages are, and they might be more than just the material, they might be represented by other cards here. But regardless, you are remembering that you are the sun, that there is a vibrancy, that there is a sonship that is inherent with you. And I say sonship, SONSHIP. There is the divine creator that you contain a spark of, that you could not contain a spark of. How could the creator put something that is not a part of them into part of their creation? Or said a different way, how can the creator create unlike themselves? There is that God particle, that source self within you, and This looks like it could be uncomfortable. It seems like it's, and this, I'm talking to myself as well here, that the money's not coming, or the material world is not reflecting what you want it to be. I just did a whole podcast about that and the recent revelations of how our society has been arranged. And that has led to a lot of conflicting emotions and feeling like, well, what's the point? What is the point if devious men run the world? Those men, I think we could say, unequivocally have been cut off from their inner holiness, their inner spirituality. And I don't mean spirituality in the sense of collecting crystals and doing yoga and things like that, but like the small, still voice that is constantly speaking to you throughout the day, the voice for God speaking to you throughout the day about everything that is happening, about how you are existing in the world and participating in the world, that is alive and well within you, despite all of the other things that seem to be upside down. So this can be uncomfortable, almost like a uncomfortable sandwich here. It's so uncomfortable. It's curling up my my mat here, or my cloth, and that's really bothering me. But that's where you are right now. So it can seem like a lot, and it is, but we've got the horse here, and we just entered the year of the fire horse, and this bodes well. That's not to say that the frustrations from these blockages aren't real. They definitely are. They can definitely feel real. I'm just offering you that alternative of that holiness, that sun, that glowing center within you. So, what would it be like if we responded from that space instead of reacting from the place of these blockages? Let's find out. Hmm. So we got the Chariot upright, another 7, a couple sevens here. Ooh, 777. Lucky 7 for you. The 8 of Cups reversed. Interesting that the cups, 2 cups and 2 pentacles, and those are both reversed, and that the 2 cups, I'm sorry, the 2 cards of the major arcana, the Chariot, number 7, and the Sun, number 19, are both upright. And that, yeah, that just seems to speak to these archetypical forces that exist, whether we are being spiritual or whether we are being egoic. It seems to me that those forces are alive and well, and they are flowing despite all of the egoic setbacks. 8 of Cups reversed. When we see this upright, we think of this as leaving behind a situation that has provided stability, but that is something that you have grown beyond. With it reversed, though, I think this is speaking, and kind of similarly to the 7 of Cups reversed, as it's interesting that it's 7 and 8. It's this kind of progression. It's almost the invitation that it's not time yet to walk away. It's not time to leave behind what you think is ready to go. It's time to almost stay put and reconsider what it is you've been growing. 7 of Pentacles upright is the idea of hard work, but not in the sense of doing something you don't love. This is doing the work that you love, so much so that it isn't work. But it is reversed, though, so that idea might be blocked. And yeah, that makes sense given all of the reversals we see here today. Even the idea of what it means to do work, whether that be spiritual or material, may have been blocked, probably because, and again, I am speaking for myself here, we've got these archetypical forces going so strongly. You know that you have the Christ within you. You know that you can, if you choose to, that you can exude that Buddha nature when you want to. 1010 as I'm saying that. And you know that you have that sense of control, that sense of divine control. The Chariot's all about the control, but there's also a sense of rigidity to it. And maybe you have been too rigid. Maybe you've been thinking that things should be a certain way just because you are such a spiritual person. And I'm not saying that you're not a spiritual person or that you're not uh, acting out from that sunshine light. You're not letting the light lead. I'm saying that for better or worse, and I'm talking to myself here as well, the society, however buggered up, I think is the YouTube safe way of saying that, however buggered up society has been revealed to be, there are still guidelines and rules that we need to play within if we want to be successful. And I mean, that's saying right today. Who knows? Who knows what tomorrow is going to look like as far as how everything is going? We could burn it all down right now and start fresh. But if we did start fresh, that would require some new kind of structure. There's a lot of that duality here with the black and the white sphinxes down here, and also the idea of uh, this character right here, which I'm blanking on, but it's the idea of this kind of circular structure with this phallic structure entering into it. That idea of the masculine and feminine, not in the strictly gendered sense, but in an energetic sense. And then we can even kind of see that idea with this heavy, solid chariot, but it's still draped with these starry fabric up top. And they are outside of the walls of their society, whatever that is. Why aren't my hands working? There we go. So it's almost like their control has allowed them to move beyond the society that raised them or that they grew up in. So, and that kind of goes back to this, like, maybe this is the fed upness of wanting to leave behind the situation, the society that you've been in, but not being able to, whether that is because of the blocks of the material realm or other things. What are those other things? Let's see what that is. So what is the antidote to the blocks? Like, I know we can say that trusting in those divine archetypical forces, but let's get something clear and concrete. And do we want it to come from here? Or know your strength? Yes, very interesting that the strength card comes up upright. And yeah, there's that idea of Leo energy here, what with the sun and the lion. So there might be a Leo, you might be a Leo. Uh, Another double eight here. So 7788. I'm sorry, 777. 88 might be relevant for you. Five of Swords reversed. You're learning to stop fighting with your own mind and get out of your head. Amazing. Knight of Cups reversed. And Two of Swords reversed. Yeah, you're finding that inner strength. Love this. I love how the major arcana cards are all upright here. 7, 8, 9, teen. Very interesting. Yeah, so things are happening. The situation is coming. Things are lining up. Everything is proceeding as it's supposed to be. And mhm, mhm. Yeah, nights are all about the action, and when we pair that with the emotion of the cups, we can kind of get bogged down in everything because the nights want to go and the emotions want to flow. And when there is that tension there, we can see that the water here at the bottom of the card has been reduced to just a trickling stream, not a vibrant ocean as it is with the other court cards of the cups. But with it reversed, though, with all the cups are reversed. Wow. I'm just blown away by the fact that the major arcana are upright and all of the minor arcana, even the court cards, are reversed. So I think the message here is to not get caught up in the heaviness of humaning. And I know that this is something that is a struggle for me. And if you're a spiritual person, 1616, as I'm saying this, if you're a spiritual person, that can be a struggle as well, especially when it's so easy to tune in to the creator. It's so easy to tune into that inner strength. It's so easy to see that duality within you, but then you come back here and it's a mess. Two of Swords upright is about a character who has taken themselves off center by raising their hands to protect themselves, specifically around the heart. And they are blindfolded, but they have done that themselves. They've put themselves here on this stool by the water. They've blindfolded themselves. They've picked up their swords and they're guarding their heart. With it reversed, though, swords being the element of air, they also relate to thoughts. That feels important to say as well. With it reversed, though, it feels like these hands are ready to drop back down. You're ready to get out of your head and back into your body. And maybe that does come through this remembering of your own inner strength, your own inner divinity, your own ability to always choose whether to hear the voices of the ego or the voice of your creator speaking to you. And yeah, just the fact that these swords, both of these swords, the 2 and the 5, are reversed, that's just telling me that you are getting out of your head and back into your body. So, chapeau to you as well. And also, this idea of, I like to read this one as when it's upright, you've won, but at what cost? And then when it's reversed, you're choosing to walk away. So, with that, the choice to walk away, and also the uh, stuckness with this kind of reversal, maybe that's just asking you to be sure before you walk away. So there's this idea of confirmation verb, trusting your inner authority, trusting your inner divinity, and knowing that you walk with God wherever you go, but and also choosing how you show up with that knowledge in the material realm. Let's finish up with some wisdom from Hafiz. Hafiz, the great Sufi poet from Iran when it was called Persia. What have you got for us, Hafiz? What do you want to tell us? What's a way to wrap this all up for the folks at home who have tuned in today? And thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for subscribing and liking and the contributions, the donations that you make to help the channel going. I really appreciate that. 28, hold the connection. 2-8, reducing to 10, or 1, holding the connection. I think that, well, we'll see what Hafiz has to say, but that kind of speaks to what I was saying about that inner divinity versus the idea of the outer divinity and how you're expressing that. Hold the connection. You are a member of such a royal family. There is nothing you can do to be disowned. And the eternal crown that awaits you, thousands have bowed to thousands of times. It takes a great intention and an even greater will to maintain connection with the invisible. Yet, your deepest truth and your greatest self is found right there. Now is the time to seek presence with the eternal. Go about your day, make your plans, face your fears, and indulge your joy, all while remembering your roots and your royal heritage. Royal heritage, of course, being the creator, however you define them. And that feels complete. And so I hope you found value in this and that you continue to watch and subscribe. You can check out all of the other readings I've done here. Click through them. There might be something relevant for you. They are timeless messages, and there might be something that speaks to you. Share this with someone who is a Leo. Share it with someone who loves the sun, or share it with someone who loves peacocks. There's a peacock in there. Hope you can see that. And I will see you here on Tuesday and Thursday for another reading for the collective. But until then, my friends, I wish you nothing but peace, love, and happiness from this day forward. Take care.